Hello, hello, or should I say woof, 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 woof. The cute fluff ball that you see here on your screen is Sky. We adopted Sky from the shelter at the end of November, so around 3 months ago. At 2 years old, he is a bundle of cuddles and joy, but he loses a lot of hair. He made vacuum cleaning my new hobby. Although he resembles a border collie, he's actually a Yakutian Laika, an ancient breed from Russia. They were traditionally bred for tasks as pulling sleds and hunting. In this video, I'm going to make him two things: a fluo jacket, because visibility is important for everyone, and a pulling rope slash a dog toy made from old jeans. So here we go. I'm going to start by making a pattern for the fluo jacket. I'm going to do this by copying his dog harness. I copied half of the harness, but I wanted to make this a little bit longer. If you have to make this longer, and how longer that you will make this will totally depend on your dog, so you will have to measure your dog for this. I added 30 centimeters, that's 12 inches on the top, and 35 centimeters, that's around 14 inches on the bottom. Then I curved off the edge and I cut this whole thing out. Then I took my seam ripper. I think in here it's a needle because I couldn't find my seam ripper, and I ripped this gray fabric off the jacket. Ripping the seams damaged the fabric a little bit. There already was a little bit of damage, so I decided to cut the pattern in half so I could work around the damage. Then I placed the pattern on the non-damaged pieces and I cut them out. I copied each pattern piece twice. Then I zigzag stitched around the edges to protect the fabric. And now I'm going to sew them together. So I sewn the 4 pieces into 2 pieces. Then I pressed the seam and I turned these 2 pieces into 1 piece. After ironing this, I decided to fit it on my dog. It looked super cute on him, a little bit like a superhero jacket, but I found it a little bit too small on the side. So I cut 2 extra straps from 5 centimeters. That's around 2 inches for each side to give it a little bit more length. I'm going to attach the straps. I cut them off these 2 fanny packs. I visited my sister a couple of weeks ago. She lives in Canada, and we went to a Habs ice hockey game together and we got these. And I couldn't use the fanny pack, but I can still use the straps. So I cut them off and now I'm going to attach them to the fluo jacket. So I pinned the first strap to the top of the jacket. There is kind of a V shape in this, and this is where you have to pin it. You have to pin it to the top of the V shape, and this will go around my dog's neck. Then I will pin another strap to this, and this one will go around the stomach of your dog, and I just pinned it to the side. Then I attached them to the jackets. I went back and forward a couple of times just to be sure that it was secure. Do you remember the gray strap that I put so much effort in the seam ripping it off the fluo? Do you? Well, now I'm going to fold this double and pin it all around the jacket. This will add a little bit of extra length and extra visibility, both things that I wanted. Then I sewn this to the yellow jacket with a simple straight stitch. The gray fabric was actually quite annoying fabric to work with because it's not really plastic, but it feels like it's close to plastic, if you know what I mean. So it wasn't the best fabric that I ever worked with, but it's attached to the jacket. Then we took the jacket for a test run. Look how cute my doggy is in the jacket. The jacket passed the test run, and now I'm going to personalize it a little bit. I'm going to add his name and his nickname on the jacket. So I printed and cut out those letters. I will explain this further later in the video. And I cut them out onto the gray fabric. His name is Sky and his nickname is Patatje. Patatje means a little potato in Dutch. After the test run, the jacket was a little bit dirty, so I had to clean it and dry it, and I thought that the drying footage was kind of cool. I didn't want to sew the leathers to the jacket because this is really annoying fabric to sew with. So I decided to use glue. I used a second glue and it worked really well. I just made kind of a stupid mistake because I put this nickname Patatje on the wrong side. So I had to take it off and glue it back on. And here you have our Sky or our Patatje in his fluo jacket. Doesn't he look like a superhero? Like apparently the series FLUO-JACKET also has a dog named Sky, so I really feels like he looks like a little superhero. He's so cute! I also made him a toy, and for that I printed a dog bone and a set of leathers. The leathers are just for decoration. I added all of this to a Pinterest board, and I'm going to link that down below, you know, to make your life just that little bit easier. Then I cut all of the pieces out of the fabric that I chose. I decided to use jeans because denim is quite durable and I want this toy to have a long lifetime. So I cut the dog bone twice, once in a darker color and once in a lighter color, and I also cut all of the leathers. Then I cut the straps to turn this into a pulling rope. I cut 6 straps with a length of 30 centimeters. That is 11.8 inches. And they had a width of 7 centimeters and that is 2.8 inches. I cut 6 of them, but then I realized that I only needed 3. But you know what the smart people say, time you enjoyed wasting was not wasted. Because I want to be able to wash this occasionally, I'm going to zigzag stitch around all the pieces. That includes the letters, and that was kind of a pain in the beep. I attached the letters to the dog bone by sewing as close to the side as possible and going really slow. So I folded the straps double and then I sewn them as close as possible to the edge. And then I spent a lot of time turning 6 of them around while I only needed 3. Next, I pinned the straps in between the dog bone pieces. So I laid them on one of the dog bone pieces, I pinned them in place, then I pinned the second dog bone piece on this. To sew this aesthetically, I put a dark blue color on top and a light blue color on the bottom. Now when you sew this with the dark blue jeans on top, you can sew with 2 different colors at once. Then I pinned and sewn the rest of the toy closed. I just left a little opening to put the stuffing inside. As stuffing, I used the scraps of my previous project. Then I closed that gap, braided the straps, and also closed this. And here is the toy. The reason that I made it this way is because it's way easier to hold than a normal pulling toy, and it's just too cute that his name and nickname are there. Then I played with my dog. I made the toy 2 weeks ago and the FLUO-JACKET 1.5 weeks ago, and I can happily report that both of them are still alive. Thank you for watching this video. I know that this was kind of a specific one, but I usually just sew stuff that I need on the moment. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye! See you next time, hopefully.